Most men are silently drowning, not because they're weak, but because no one ever taught them how to be strong. Not strong in the gym, not strong in the mouth, strong where it actually matters. The mind. The truth? You weren't born broken. You were born untrained. But the Stoics, they knew how to train. They didn't whine. They didn't beg. They didn't chase. They made 7 decisions that reprogrammed their reality. If you want control, if you want freedom, if you want to become a man, the world cannot break. These 7 decisions are where you start. 1. Decide to master what you can control. The chief task in life is simply this: to separate the things under my control from those not under my control. Here's a hard truth. Most people suffer not from what happens to them, but from how they respond to what happens. A woman leaves, a boss criticizes, a friend betrays. And what do weak men do? They collapse, they beg, they break. But not the Stoic. He asks one question: is this under my control? If yes, he acts. If no, he lets it go. That is not detachment. That is dominance over the self. This decision alone can erase 80% of your mental pain. Because once you stop chasing control over the uncontrollable, you become untouchable. Decide to embrace discomfort daily. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Comfort is the slow death of great men. And yet, most spend their lives chasing it, like it's salvation. The Stoic does the opposite. He seeks discomfort like a soldier sharpens his sword, not for the pain, but for the power it gives him. Cold showers, fasting, discipline, saying no to pleasure, saying yes to pain, that molds character. Modern men avoid struggle. Stoics eat it for breakfast. Because the more you choose discomfort, the less the world can use it against you. 3. Decide to respond, not react. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Have you noticed how quickly people snap these days? One insult, one rejection, one setback, and their emotions explode. That is not power. That is slavery. The Stoic man trains himself to pause, to feel the fire rise, and extinguish it with reason, to respond from thought, not impulse. A rude comment, calm silence, a betrayal, strategic withdrawal, a challenge, composed response. You are not what happens to you. You are what you do next. And when you respond with wisdom instead of emotion, you don't just win. You control the battlefield. 4. Decide to say no to distractions. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. Every notification you check, every useless conversation you entertain, every time you scroll with no aim, you're bleeding your power. You think you're relaxing. You're actually being trained to obey. But the Stoic? He guards his attention like a king guards a throne. He turns off the noise. He says no to what doesn't serve his mission. He understands. A distracted man cannot be dangerous. The world will sell you pleasure to keep you weak. Your job is to say, no. I choose focus. Because the man who controls his focus controls his fate. 5. Decide to practice gratitude in chaos. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Everyone's grateful when life is perfect. But what about when life breaks your heart? When you lose the job? When the girl walks away? When no one believes in you? That's when the Stoic says, thank you. Not because he loves pain, but because pain is the gateway to growth. He trains himself to find meaning in misery, to search for the lesson, not the loss. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring your suffering. It means saying, Even this will make me stronger. 6. Decide to face death daily. Let each thing you would do, say, or intend be like that of a dying man. Most people live like they'll never die, so they waste time, they waste love, they waste themselves. The Stoic knows better. He looks death in the eye every morning and whispers, "I am not afraid of you." He walks with urgency, speaks with clarity, loves with honesty, because he knows the clock is ticking and it waits for no man. Face death, and you will finally start living. Avoid it, and you'll exist in fear, not freedom. Decide to build character, not image. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. In a world obsessed with how things look, the Stoic is obsessed with how things are. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't manipulate for likes. He doesn't need to prove anything, because he is building something bigger than approval. He is building character. The man you become when no one is watching. That is who you truly are. When you choose integrity over applause, discipline over dopamine, and values over vanity, you are no longer a boy seeking praise. You are a man shaping legacy. The Stoic Path. These 7 decisions are not easy. They require sacrifice, silence, self-confrontation. But if you follow them, you will not just feel powerful. You will become unshakable. You will stop chasing women and start attracting respect. You will stop reacting to fools and start commanding your path. And when the world throws storms at you, you will walk through them with your head high and your spirit untouched. If this awakened something in you, then share it with the man who needs to hear it, and remind yourself, you don't rise by chance, you rise by decision. Subscribe for more powerful Stoicism and psychology. Comment Stoic if you agree.